Hi, welcome back to my channel where we explore the future of green mobility with the Atto 3. So today we're doing a deep dive into my 6 months experience with the electric BYD car. In this video I'm going to give a comprehensive world review of the BYD Atto 3, an affordable electric car. The Atto 3 brings a lot to the table, but how does it hold up after 6 months of daily use? You're going to find out. We're going to start with the build quality of this car. I would say this is definitely the best build quality of any car I've had. It is a very solid, well put together car. The engineering is much higher. I would have to say much higher than Korean and Japanese cars. It's just a very solid car, and I've never experienced anything like it. There's no rattles, there's no creaks. There's none of that stuff. There's no flex in the body or anything like that. It's very solid. Probably that's got a lot to do with having the battery pack under the floor, and it is a very rigid car. The performance, the performance of an EV, like other EVs, you've got instant torque. So this performance of this car, it destroys any other SUV of this class on the road, which is comparable, which is using the 2-litre 4-cylinder engine like that. Its overtaking speed is very, very fast. It's like a V8 speed in overtaking. So there's no issues with performance. Same with the acceleration. It's like 0 to 100 in 7.5 seconds, which is plenty fast enough for normal driving. So the comfort, this is a very comfortable car. It's on smooth highway. You can be doing 110, and it's whisper quiet. Like you don't hear anything that's going on outside. It's the level of damping, the insulation, everything is a very high standard, like Mercedes-Benz or even higher. I would have to say, when it comes to noise dampening and construction, it's very quiet in the cabin. So some people ask what the Atto 3 is like to drive. I think the best way to find out is to actually go and take one for a test drive. But in my opinion, I think the suspension's really quite soft, so it's probably the closest to air suspension you can get in a car. So it's a very comfortable ride. It's more of a cruiser than a sports car. But having said that, it does handle very well because the battery is 400 kilos, and that's at the bottom of the car. So you have a very low center of gravity. So I think the car goes around corners similar to a sports car because of that center of gravity is so low. It drives more like a sedan than an SUV. So I would say it's got to be up there with the best handling SUVs that are available, I would say. But that's my opinion. I haven't driven that many. It definitely handles better than my last SUV that I had. So some might want to know what the efficiency of the BYD is like. So as you can see here, I do mainly city commuting. I drive from Chatswood to Parramatta. So there's my 50 kilometre average. It's 12.5 kilowatts per 100 Ks. So I've got a 60 kilowatt hour battery. So you simply divide that 60 by 12.5, and that gives you how much range you can possibly hope to get. So that number works out above 400 Ks, but I normally get around 400 Ks out of a full battery. So that's way better than MG, and on par with Tesla Model 3 and Model Y for efficiency. So that's the most efficient EVs. It's the most efficient EV that's currently being made. So it's definitely up there with the best. So you're not going to buy something that's going to use a lot of power. This is very good on electricity. It doesn't use, like I said, it's the lowest level you can get at the moment. So how have I found charging? Well, I live in Sydney, on the northern side of Sydney, and I found there's a lot of places for me to charge. I can charge at home, and with the increase of electricity, it just went up 25%, so at 35% per kilowatt hour. Even if I'm not on an off-peak rate, I'm paying a full standard home rate, I'm still charging the car. A full battery is still less than $20. So that compares to my old car, which was about $80 to fully charge. So that's 4 times cheaper than a petrol car, or than my old petrol car. Maybe some of the hybrids and diesels. It's probably at least half the price to run. So some people say the interior of this car is boring, and they don't like it, but I've found it to be a lot different to any other car. I don't really like black interiors all that much. So I don't have any issues with the interior in this car. I quite like it. I think it's one of the better interiors of the cars that are around at the moment. So I haven't had any issues with this car in the 6 months and the 11,000 Ks that I've done in it now. Some people, I think 1 or 2% of people have had issues with the 12-volt battery, but I've been lucky to escape that. When the 12-volt battery goes flat, you need to have a little jump starter pack, which I do have. So I like to be prepared, so if the battery does go bad, I've got a little jump starter battery pack, and that'll just start the car and I'll be able to drive off. I won't have to wait for a tow truck like some people have unfortunately had to do. So if you're in New South Wales or any state around Australia now, you can still get around $3,000 cash back. And in New South Wales, I got free stamp duty. So that saved me another $1,500. So I got $4,500 off this car. If you're in Queensland, you get $6,000 rebate on the car, which is on any EV. So that's a really good deal. So I'd certainly be looking at getting an EV as my next car. And then if you're lucky enough to be able to get a novated lease, you can get the novated lease fringe benefits tax-free. So I have heard most people are paying around $200 to $250 a week for a brand new car, and with a 5-year novated lease. So they're very economical to own from a price standpoint, and to be honest, I don't think petrol cars are going to have a very good resale value in the future, because these cars are just so good. I wouldn't be buying a new petrol car in this moment in time, as the EVs are going to take over all the cars on the road eventually. In 10 years' time, I don't think they'll be selling petrol cars anymore. So just summing up, so after owning this car 6 months, am I happy with my purchase? Definitely buy this car again. So it's just been a very, very good car, and I hope it's going to continue that way in the future. If you're contemplating an EV, I definitely recommend the Atto 3. Otherwise, the MG4 or a Tesla is my pick at the moment. So this is a great car, and I'm very happy I purchased it, and I really like it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up, and comment if you want, and share if you've got anybody who's interested in electric cars. So can you please subscribe to my channel, and so I'm getting close to 1,000 now, so I'd really love to hit that mark. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next road to a greener future.